So, Ryan, what is the sermon about today?
Well, it's about what Jesus did when he was 12, about our age, when he went through confirmation. Very little is known about Jesus' childhood. He was brought up as the son of a poor man, Joseph, who was a carpenter. As soon as he was able, Jesus surely tried to help in the workshop and to learn the trade. The Bible tells us that Jesus became a carpenter. He attended synagogue school. The schools established all over Palestine were required for all boys. He also learned of God and practiced Jewish rituals in his home and village.
What were these Jewish rituals?
The feast of Passover was very solemn. God had commanded the Jews to always remember the time that he had saved them from slavery and taken them out of Egypt. They had been cruelly treated. Every year, Mary and Joseph went from Nazareth to Jerusalem to attend services in the temple for Passover. Little children, however, could not go. It was not until Jesus was 12 years old that he was taken by his parents to keep the Passover with them. This was a great event. Hundreds and hundreds of people from all parts of the East streamed to Jerusalem on this long journey. Some rode donkeys, but most walked the approximately 80 miles from Nazareth. Numbers of boys like Jesus were going for the first time to have their bar mitzvah, their confirmation in the Church of God.
How long did the solemn services of Passover last?
The solemn services of Passover lasted a week. Then all who attended began their journey home. Joseph and Mary were traveling all that first day of a 3 or 4 day trip to return to Nazareth. But Jesus had stayed behind in Jerusalem, and his parents did not know. When they did not see him, they thought he was in another group, since many friends and relatives were traveling together. When evening came, they stopped to rest for the night and looked for him among all the friends. They could not find him and were terribly grieved. They could not rest until they had found him. After they anxiously looked for him and asked everybody they met if Jesus had been seen, Mary and Joseph went sadly back to Jerusalem, looking. 3 days passed, unhappy and distressful, before they found him. And where was he?
The boy Jesus was in the temple, sitting in the midst of many educated men, listening eagerly and asking questions. These men, the chief priests and rabbis, instructed boys and young men in the law of Moses and the Scriptures. And Jesus had remained there to be taught. The priests and rabbis did not know Jesus, but they had never seen such a wonderful scholar before. They were amazed to find how much he knew and how quickly he understood and how well he answered their questions.
How did his parents feel?
You can imagine how thankful and happy his parents were to see him and to know that he was safe. Mary and Joseph had suffered so much distress in those 3 days that his mother could not help but saying, "My child, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been looking for you with aching hearts." Jesus said, "Why are you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be my Father's business?"
What did he mean by father?
When Mary spoke of his father, she meant Joseph, but Jesus spoke of God. I think his parents must have been almost forgotten that this boy was God's own son. They did not understand when Jesus told them he must be doing his Father's work. Jesus, the loving Son, returned to Nazareth with them, and in that he was doing God's will.
God was pleased with him.
And Jesus increased in age and wisdom. He increased his favor with God and man.
Well, since we've gone over Jesus' confirmation, why don't you go tell us a little bit about what we've done?
Well, we visited several other religious places, such as a synagogue and a mosque.
Describe the synagogue for me.
Well, it was a Friday evening service, and it was pretty hard to understand. It was pretty fun, though.
What was fun about it?
The prayers and stuff.
Okay. Describe the mosque for me.
Well, the mosque, it was the prayer. You had to get down on your knees a lot, and they faced towards east. So, Ryan, what did you like best about the confirmation?
Well, I liked the fact that we had helped out many places like the Applebee's breakfast.
And how's the confirmation class changed your beliefs?
Well, not all religions are so different after all. I've learned.
How?
Repeat the question.
How?
They all worship God in the Holy Book.
It's time for a hymn.